All right, we are back. Week 3 recap, Week 4 preview for the AGFFA Report podcast. I'm your, host now, Gus, for the Dynasty team. As usual, we've got Jeff from the Pups. Say hey. What's up, Jeff? And Dan, who's walking around right now.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
He can never sit still during this thing.
Yeah, well, I'm old. I got to move the old bones, you know?
Yeah, no, I got you. So Week 3, we finished. I got my first win of the season. I'm pretty happy about that. I was ready to give up, but Travis Kelce did just what I needed last night, so that was good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Dad, I can't remember. Did you win or not?
Oh, yeah, I pulled mine out, too.
Oh,
I think that was primarily
I haven't even checked.
The Titans' defense. The Colts' defense.
Oh, man, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good job. And, Jeff, we know about you.
You know?
You got
I got a little something I want to share with you guys. It's about a certain player named James Ian McCaffreyson. He's now in my starting lineup, and he had a nice 30-point game. And if you'll indulge me, I wrote a song for James Ian McCaffreyson I'd like to share just real quick.
Okay.
So if you'll indulge me, the name of the song is James Ian McCaffreyson. James Ian McCaffreyson. You make plays with your hands and feet. Most of all, you're not responsible for my defeat.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, nice, man.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time on that. Sorry about the little mix-up there on the chord change. I'm on the spot, but
John
I think
Lennon
that
would
could be like a
very
whole
proud.
rock opera around his Week 3 performance. Like that could be the opener. And then we have like a little transition tune into the kickoff and how that went, and just talk about his performance throughout this entire 60-minute long ode to James Ian McCaffreyson. So thank you for indulging me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I like the idea of a rock opera centered around fantasy football. I don't think that exists, and there's an audience there for that. So
John Lennon would be proud of you.
Yeah. So you know what? I didn't even have a chance to do the updated power rankings yet because we're doing this on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I'll post that, after this. I'll just go ahead and say it. Ballzilla, we know they won against Whip. That was a big win. So they're probably taking the 1 spot this week.
Yeah, I would think so.
Sure.
But I wouldn't think Whip has fallen too far behind. And Dad, if you actually did win, and I apologize, I wish I would have kept up with that. You're probably moving up. You might be 8th, 7th, something like that.
Yeah, but I'll move right back down in the next few weeks because I think I've got all the undefeated teams coming up, and I said I'd probably win maybe 3 games this year. So, I'm ahead of schedule, but I doubt if I'm going to win.
There then. Jeff,
you might steal a game here or two. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, might get to 4 wins.
Hey, you're leading your division right now. That's the important thing.
And Jeff, like we started off with, you're 0-3. So no panic still? No panic?
There's no reason.
I'm buying. I am not selling. I am buying right now. So if you've got a quarterback you don't want, I'm your man. If you're ready to dump a tight end that sucks, I'm your man. You got to talk to me about it. I would be willing to make a deal.
Wait, you want a sucky tight end?
I've already got a sucky tight end, and I got Noah Fant. The dude played his ass off last week, so
yeah,
I'm okay. But I'd love to have a little bit more beef back there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. What about the other 0-3 teams, Monty and Jason? Do you think their season's shot, or what would you say to them? Same thing.
Monty's in a lot of trouble. I think Asmus has got he's not exactly been the beneficiary of his players performing real well. I would say, he had Lockett who had a monster game, and that helped him out. T.Y. Hilton, that dude, Well, we can go through his rosters as we get to his game preview. But if I was in his shoes, I would be looking at trying to sell something off. I don't know what, but he does have some pieces that he can play with. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so again, sorry I don't have these power rankings. I would show them typically around this point, or we'd go into further discussion. But yeah, like I said, Ballzilla's got to be number 1 right now. Shook maybe takes number 2 because he got his win, went 3-0 in the division. That's pretty good. Whit probably doesn't fall too far behind. Like I said, Dad, you're probably moving up. Jess would probably move up a little bit. Oh, and I totally forgot about Ross. He went 3-0 too, so he's probably dipped into the top 5 at this point with his team. So,
Can I say something about the Hook'em game?
sure.
Last week we talked about the jock straps when they run into somebody that actually scores some points.
Mm-hmm.
This week showed it.
I think jockstraps had the least amount of points this week with like 95 or something. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he got exposed, but the Lamar Jackson, return to 2019 form just didn't work out last night. See how many passing yards he threw for?
No,
97 yards.
97. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's Michael Vick like.
Yeah, he had like 80 something rushing. So, and a touchdown or 2. I can't remember, but yeah, that's a little scary. And Mahomes, he almost break the record.
Cam Newton wasn't much better, you know.
No,
He had
but
like 106 yards passing, some shit like that.
no, but I mean, he's still,
But they
that
ran the
offense
ball
for
all
the
over.
Patriots, it's going to run through Cam still, just like it's going to run through Lamar. But I don't know. Maybe there's something
Okay.
there that they're exposed now. So what were you going to say, Jeff?
No, I'm sorry. The game plan for the Patriots too was probably run the ball right down. Was it Las Vegas? They were playing the Raiders.
Yeah,
Just
Right.
run the ball on them. So
that's what killed you this week, Rex Burkhead, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
That killed you. That was the one right there. This
Yeah,
guy
it was then.
he averages what, 4 or 5 points a game? He gets 34. That killed
Yeah,
you.
that was painful.
Yeah.
My team did not. I think I was the second or third highest scoring team this week, and I just happened to play against one of the other 2 teams. So
Yeah,
what are you gonna do? I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
I wouldn't worry about your team at all. I think your injury condition is going to change. Thomas is coming back soon, and you've got enough, depth now that I wouldn't worry about your team at all. I wouldn't be surprised if you go undefeated the rest of the way.
Well,
That's my bold statement. All right.
That's
appreciate
very
the vote of
bold.
confidence. Appreciate
Very,
that.
very bold. So, hey, there's apparently some breaking news now that I think about it. Hold on real quick. Someone's jumping on. Some guy named Justin. Who the hell is Justin?
Justin.
Gumby.
Who the hell is that hippie? You're on mute, bruh.
Holy shit.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Holy
Man, I
at
thought
that
I was
name.
in bad with this down to here, but
No,
dude,
dude, these are my bangs. These are my bangs.
good to see you, Gummy.
How y'all doing, man?
We
Good.
just got started pretty
man.
good.
Nice. What a weekend of football that was.
Man, good job. Well done. I picked you to win.
Oh.
Well done.
Thanks. I didn't think that was going to pull that out. It got scary as Mahomes started racking up those yards. I was like, just don't hit Hill. Just don't hit Hill.
Yeah.
It was good stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good week of football. And also sorry about your Cowboys, but, what are you
Yeah.
going to do?
I think that Dak Prescott is learning a lesson that Tony Romo had to learn, in that you need more than one late fourth quarter comeback if you're the Cowboys quarterback.
Well, you got a problem.
You need like 2, 3, maybe 4 in some situations. You need to be
one
able to do
game,
that.
right?
Right, same game.
I got you. Yeah.
Because they went up by 1 with a couple of minutes left, and I was like, maybe we pull this out. And then they let a 90-year-old tight end get a 4th and 3. And so
Yeah.
So are you worried about the Cowboys with their schedule so far? Do you think the Falcons are that weak that maybe the Cowboys aren't that good, or they've been hanging in there with everybody?
I think that the Cowboys have a really good offense and a really epically, historically terrible defense.
Yeah.
Their offense is great. We can move the ball on anybody.
They're playing the Browns this week.
And the Browns are not a pushover by
Right.
what I've been seeing. They're not a team you can go to sleep on. This is
Go
not
Cowboys.
this is not a mid-2000s Browns. This is a competent team. They can win football games.
They're still the Browns, man.
They'll find a way to lose,
Yeah,
maybe.
this ain't the same Browns. You gotta throw that away. I mean, Chubb and Hunt are really good. They got good wide receivers. Their defense is really not bad. We'll see. I mean, the Ravens beat the shit out of them, but
then they got exposed last night.
Dallas, I'm telling you, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
If they even get to a game this week, I don't know. I was getting ready to mention this. So the breaking news is the Titans facility and a couple of their players and staff, apparently there's some COVID tests that came back positive. So I think the latest news is they are shutting down their facility, no practice today through, I think, Saturday now. And as news develops today, tomorrow, I mean, the Vikings are affected by this because they played last week. The future opponents, so it's the Steelers with the Titans and the Texans for the Vikings. I know we talked about this contingency, but I don't know. Things were going so well after 2 weeks. I guess after 3 weeks, and now it's, I don't know, the first real test of the season, right?
It'll be really bad if they decide to postpone that game. I'll be dead because I've got Ben, and if they cancel that game, I'm done. I mean, I'm done anyway. I'm playing whip this week. So.
Yeah.
Your backup quarterback.
Yeah, I'll have to grab one real quick.
Oh man,
Nick
that
Foles,
sucks.
man, he's out there.
I'll trade you Drew Brees.
For what?
You got anything good?
No.
Oh.
Gotta remember this team I might get, like I said, I might get 3 wins. I got 2 of them already. Anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know how it's going to affect this week. You know what? Since we have a quarter of the league here, 4 of us. I mean, we talked about, I think, a contingency of if you had a player that was going to be in a later game, we might do the whole, we'll take the best backup or someone on the bench to fill in. We said something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so because this might be early in the week and they cancel it ahead of time, is this just on each of us as owners that have some of these players on these teams that we just have to make the best lineup we can?
I think that's the case.
That's what we said at the beginning of the season.
I agree with that.
Teams possibly, 2 games. Yeah. All right. Hey, if that's the case, I don't want to create new rules during the season. So I guess good luck to everyone who has Cook and Tannehill and Juju, Big Ben. Good luck,
Derrick
y'all.
Henry.
Derrick Henry. Yeah, there's a lot of big players out there, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we can get into the week 4 preview. Unless Gumby, you wanted to say something real quick.
I don't really have much to say about the previous week. I was just happy to get a win. I was really happy to get that win because, Whip looked like the strongest team in the league, really, to me, coming into that week. At the beginning when we drafted, I thought that probably our division probably had the strongest teams, and I didn't feel great about. I thought I was about 3rd best in the division, and so I'm pretty pleased to be sitting on top right now. That's a nice surprise.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean,
I didn't think I'd beat Jeff or Whip. I didn't think I'd beat either one of them.
Early contender for GMF?
No. No, that's got to be Jess.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's got to be Jess. She's now 2-1, right?
She is. Yeah.
On a team that didn't even have a draft pick until the 5th round.
That's true.
That's GMF right there, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I would just say that Rice division's pretty weak, though. Sorry, Dad.
But she's scoring points. Look at the scoreboard. She's scoring points.
Yeah, well, she got Mahomes. Mahomes got 70-something points on his own. I mean, against Scabs, and Scabs was pretty weak this past week, right? I mean, he didn't do shit.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to his team, man, because he only scored 111 points.
Well, I saw he took Marlon Mack out finally, so that's good.
Yeah.
He started Edwards-Helaire. Helaire? I don't know how to say that guy's name.
The KC
CEH.
running back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He started him. That's a good start.
that is.
Really, I don't see why he didn't score more points here. I guess it's because he started a Miami wide receiver. That's probably a bad play.
Yeah.
Austin
But,
Hooper didn't do anything, and
Yeah.
Buffalo's defense only got 5 points. Watson had a average game, I guess. But Mahomes puts up 71 points.
Yeah.
She had a player that got 0.9. She only got 4 points from her defense. Ronald Jones is not worth a shit. He only got 9, but that was all Mahomes. Mahomes has a 30-point game. She loses.
Yeah.
Do we know what the average score for a quarterback is in our league? It's somewhere in the 30s, right?
Gotta be. Average. Yeah.
I mean, are you saying like take out the outliers, or you count those into?
No, just kind of what's a typical? What would you expect the median? Maybe would be a better number to use. What's
I
the
can run
median?
the numbers. If y'all keep going, I can run the numbers for you. Give me real quick.
Yeah, because if you look what the median is, that's what you should expect out of your quarterback, right? And 70 points or whatever it is Mahomes got is definitely well above that.
Yeah, I would think it's 35 to 40, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Well, Russell went off again this week, right?
Yeah.
60 points. I'm sure that average is probably like 40. Of course, we got, what's his name from Minnesota with that -7 or some shit last week.
Oh, Kirk Cousins?
I don't know if he was a starter.
Probably not in our league.
Starting lineup.
I think he was on the free agent list back then, or that week.
Okay.
So.
Do you want me to just count the top 12 or 24 quarterbacks, or you want me to do all quarterbacks total?
Just like the top 12 would probably be sufficient, I would think.
Okay, let me do that. It'll just take a second, guys. Top 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The average through 3 weeks is 139 points. So divide that by 3 equals, 46 points is the average.
Whew.
Yeah, I thought it'd be somewhere in the 40s.
I thought it would have been like high 30s. So that's tough to, man.
Well, I mean, you got Josh Allen, Russ Wilson, this game by Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Now, those I think are inflating those numbers a lot. I just don't think they're going to continue that throughout the season. Maybe Russ. I don't know. That offense is so good this year.
Well, he's going to have to because their defense has given up everything.
The Seahawks?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought they were supposed to be coming in with a really good defense this year.
They're banged up pretty badly. They're starting second. They've got second string cornerbacks on both sides, and now they lost their safety and linebacker for a bit.
Jamal Adams. He's done for a little bit.
He's done for at least a couple of weeks.
Wow.
They put him on IR yet?
I don't know. The IR this year is really weird too because the COVID stuff. So it's only 3-week IR.
Yeah.
So even if they put him on IR, they only lose him for a couple of weeks. It's not like it used to be where that's done.
Well, not to parrot some of these fantasy football podcasts, but that helps us as owners if they put them on IR because we don't have to play the guessing game, throughout the week if they're doubtful and then they're out Sunday. We just know they're going to be out for 3 weeks. 3 weeks is fine.
Yeah.
All right. I picked up Sterling Shepard from the IR. Somebody dropped Sterling Shepard. I don't know who it was, but I picked him up.
Yeah, that was me.
IR because I'm stacked at wideout, so he'll be sitting there ready to go in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the whole IR could be an 8-week thing, and I got to remember it's only 3 weeks this year because of COVID. So, so that's a good pickup. All right, I'm sharing my screen now with the matchups for Week 4. Yeah, this is first one on my list, which it's always my team since it's my login. Shamers versus Dynasty, 1 and 2 versus 1 and 2. Basically, crap versus crap. But whoever wins this, as long as there's not a tie like the Eagles and Bengals, they're gonna have some hope maybe to maybe make some trades, do something changing up the team. Since it's my team, I mean, I'll give you my honest take on how I feel. Mike Davis saved my season this season. He came in, got me, I think, 20 points or so. I think that was the right pickup from last week from the waiver list. Kelsey's still going to be out there as a top tight end option that should beat just about anybody or at least be up there. Carson Wentz sucks. Tannehill didn't do any better last week, so I'm playing that game every week now, I guess, Tannehill or Wentz, and that could kill me if Matt Ryan goes back to his week 1 or week 2 performance. He had like a 50-point game in week 1 and week 2.
Ryan's been putting up the points,
Not last week.
That team is just pitiful. That's all. They don't know how to play football.
Not last week. He had like a 20-point game.
Matt Ryan?
Yeah, 25 points. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird game.
Yeah, another.
That was one of the ones
game.
I watched. That one was a weird game, man. They put in the tripod at the end and took the game. The Bears did.
Yeah, the tripod.
Not everybody got that joke, Gus. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I don't understand the tripod. Who's that?
That's Big Dick Nick.
Nick Foles.
Yep. They were down by 16 in the fourth quarter, and they pulled Trubisky and put in Foles, and he went off. I don't know how much he scored in the fantasy, but he had a really good second half that he was in.
He probably got 30-something points at least in a half.
Yeah. Which
that's pretty awesome. The more I keep looking at Shamer's team, like I know he got hurt really bad with Saquon Barkley going out and Chris Godwin he put in, and he's doubtful. I have no idea what's going to happen there, but I mean the rest of his team actually still looks pretty good. Mostert might be back, I guess, this week. I think Mo Alley Cox is a good pickup for him at tight end. Justin Jefferson went off last week. Maybe it's his coming out party. 30.5 points. So yeah, fuck.
Yeah, he actually put out a pretty good game. Of course, who was he up against? Shook?
Last week?
Yeah, who did he play?
He played Napalm Jockstrap. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Excuse me. He played Shook, and he lost by 61.4 points.
Okay, all right, yeah.
That's just Shook like rolling again.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season roll. My prediction, I did it last week. I said I wasn't going to win, and I won. So I think I'll do that again. I'm not going to win this week. I'll go ahead and think I'm getting the loss. So maybe it'll do the reverse switcheroo. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Any thoughts on my game?
I think Gus pulls this one out.
Really?
I think that Mostert and Godwin are probably not going to score anywhere near what they're projected there.
I agree with Gumby. I think you pull this one out. I think Wentz is really off to a slow start, but San Francisco's defense has taken a pounding this year, so I would take the over on that projected number. I know Wentz isn't looking good, and his receivers are all banged up too. But I think Greg Ward is a pretty decent number one for him. He's got Zach Ertz, so that still helps, and he's got he's always got Miles Sanders to turn around and hand the ball off to. Mm-hmm. And on the other side of things, I think Matt Ryan starts to press here. This is a psychologically damaging season for them, and I think he's going to have to think, I got to score a touchdown every play, or every drive, right? I don't know if I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to have a little mini meltdown here before long, because you can't put that much pressure on one guy, no matter who it is. Also, because just real quick story, I offered a trade to Dusty last week, and Dusty, if you're listening, should have taken that trade, my friend. You know this now. But I offered him, I wanted Matt Ryan, because as far as I'm concerned, his team only has one piece, and that's Matt Ryan. So I offered him Tom Brady, and it was like my backup tight end and Jerry Jeudy for Matt Ryan, OBJ, and like his backup tight end or something along those lines. Oh, it was Mostert. And he said, Matt Ryan is worth a running back. And I was like, nope. Not doing that. So in the end, he could have had, Brady with his 47, Jerry Jeudy with his 11. And remember last week I don't remember who he was starting last week, but it wasn't exactly great if I remember correctly. And then he would have had, I think it was No, it was Antonio Gibson. I was offering Antonio Gibson it, so he would have gotten 10 points from him as well. But bottom line, he declined it, and I'm glad he did because now looking at it, I think I feel a little bit better. But I think it would have been a closer game between him and Shook in the end. So all that to say, I'm rooting. I'm definitely rooting for you to win this week, Gus. So go Dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, y'all are all in the same conference. This one shouldn't really matter to y'all, but thank you for the pick, I guess. Dad, what do you think?
Well, I'm looking. I didn't get a chance to go over and review everything yet. I usually do that today, but for a Wednesday podcast. But I guess Mozart, is he going to be playing? I don't know. I hope he doesn't. There's a reason for that. Godwin, I guess, is questionable or out. I don't know.
It's doubtful, so that's not a good start to the week. But
no. And you have Wentz. I don't have a lot of faith in that. I don't have a lot of faith in Moss. Mike Davis was good. Tyler Boyd, you never know. Jameson Crowder.
Like I said, it's crap versus crap.
I'm going to take Hall of Shamers. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. So it sounds like a 2-2 split.
His points, I think. I don't know who he's got for backup running back. Who else does he have for running back?
He's got Duke Johnson and J.D. McKissick.
Okay, well, he's screwed at running back.
He could be. Or he might be picking someone up on the waiver wire this week, depending on how things go. So, all right. We'll chalk that down to a 2-2 split on that. All right, Ramones and Bubba Gump Winning Company. Last year's #1 in the Merino division, and the surprising 2-1 Bubba Gump after what Gumpy pointed out was possibly GMF of the year material. I don't know, Dad. What do you think so far? Just quick look at this matchup. I know you're familiar with Bubba Gump's team.
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, of course, no, he's throwing up Russell Wilson. Boy, that's going to be a nice quarterback competition there.
Yeah.
James Conner, Chris Carson, who's now questionable or hurt.
Yeah, hey, real quick, Gumby, how dirty was that play by that Cowboys defender on Chris Carson?
I don't know. I saw it a few times. So I had to watch that on a stream because they decided to broadcast the donkeys out here. I mean, whatever. So I had to watch it on a stream instead. And so I didn't see some of the small details going on. I don't think it looked intentional. Well, they showed it a few times. I don't think it looked particularly intentional. And who knows? Football players are really good at making dirty shit look not so intentional. That's kind of what they do a lot of times. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Of course, the Seattle players all say it was dirty, and the Cowboys players all say, "Oh, that's just stuff that happens. It's no big
football.
Deal. It's football." So I don't worry about that stuff too much. But I do know that Chris Carson, prior to that injury, was killing it. He was going nuts. So if he's able to get back, the Ramones probably have a pretty good win here, I think.
Yeah.
What's he got instead? If he has to replace Chris Carson, does he even have much? Oh gosh, look at his roster out, questionable. Look at all those red.
Oh my gosh,
Ooh,
yeah.
It might red be down there.
James White, and it says questionable. James White, that's
he's questionable.
His father, right? That father died in that car crash. So I mean, that might be another one of those take as much time off as you want situations. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not like New England hurts for running backs, right? They've got Rex Burkhead and Sony Michel that can easily cover, White being out for a week.
Well, he's got Burkhead and Burkheaded the pups last week.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's I think if Chris Carson can go, it's pretty much a lock for the Ramones because the quarterbacks are kind of a wash.
Yeah, I'd say it's coin flip or either one. Yeah.
Yeah, everything else works out for Ramones' favor, really.
Yeah.
Did Deontay Johnson get hurt last week on Sunday?
It was a concussion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was out of the game. I can't tell if he's questionable or anything on this.
Yeah, Deontay for Bubba Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching this past week, I was talking to Jess and I was like, yeah, if Deontay didn't get injured, you probably won this week. But then Mahomes went off. So if he comes back, I think that'll definitely – it's obviously going to help her team. But I think she needs him to come back. Her backups –
again, I think that her running backs are weak. She's got what's his name, Carlos Hyde, going up against Miami.
Well, that's an interesting Carlos Hyde. If Carson doesn't play, he probably gets a little bit higher projection and comes in.
I think so. Yeah.
You might be able to double dip there because if Deontay Johnson's out, she can put Robbie Anderson up as a starter, plug in Carlos Hyde, and since Chris Carson wouldn't play, that might be like a huge turnaround for her if he can't make it this week.
Yeah. She needs to do something about running back. That's for sure.
But she could be set up, is what we're saying.
She could be.
I guess I'm going to go with Ramones. I'll stick with the projection where it's at. I don't know. I haven't heard that Chris Carson's for sure out. So to me, it sounds like he's going to go. They're going to put him in. And, Russ is cooking this year. That's what they keep saying.
I'm taking Bubba Gump.
Yeah. What do you think,
Hello?
Jeff?
I'm gonna go Ramones.
Ramones? Okay.
Yeah, that pains him to say too. We don't like picking division people,
Yeah.
but I got to go with Ramones also.
I don't like to do it, but I'm taking Bubba Gump.
That'll help you get ahead in the standings, the pick'ems, right? You'll be the lone wolf. All right, 3-1 going for Ramones. All right, next game. Whip, the former number one power ranked team, lost to Gumby last week. Playing you, Dad. You're first in your division. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier. Congrats. I know I threw it to you last time at the beginning, but go ahead, Dad. I see one check mark by your name here for the tight end, and George Kittle's questionable.
I don't think I have a prayer in the world of winning this game.
Yeah.
Let me see his lineup here. I don't care about Kenyon Drake. That means shit to me. Taylor might go off. Tyreek Hill's always a danger. Spalding or Scanling, I don't care about him. Ertz, I don't know. Hunter Henry.
Dad, all I would say is just look at his bench and two people that are sitting right now. Obviously, they have questionable next to their name, but Devontae Adams and DJ Chark as backups. That's
right.
I mean,
well, I said
if one of them plays, he fills that in with, whatever. It just increases that much for his projection, I think.
Well, I said last week if Devontae Adams was going to play, that would kind of make a determination for him. He didn't play and he lost. I'm going to go with my team in an upset.
That's the spirit.
There you go.
Well, let me tell you. I picked up Jeff Wilson, right? He got me 21 points or whatever it was that helped me win that game last week.
David Sell called that, by the way.
It looks like Jeff Wilson may be the primary running back now because what's his name? McKinnon got hurt too in San Francisco. So, of course, he didn't run the ball worth of shit, but he got, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm taking the upset. Chase, I'm putting Claypool in this week too. So.
Heck yeah.
And I did that primarily because I thought that Johnson got hurt. And if he's on, obviously he's not, I guess. But if he's out, Claypool's going to get some more looks. He was kind of disappointing in that game. They threw a lot of balls his way, and he dropped them. Did you see that? Or they were bad passes. I don't know. He kind of underperformed for me, but he's going to get his looks.
Yeah, he will. No, I think one of the plays I saw, there was maybe pass interference by Houston. They were holding him when and it was in the end zone too, I think. So.
Oh, I want to say one more thing, okay? And then I'm done with my prediction here.
Okay.
The COVID thing's hitting Tennessee. That's who Pittsburgh's playing.
Right.
There's a possibility that this game gets delayed or postponed. And if that happens, then I'm losing big time there. So
yeah,
if that game gets postponed, I lose.
Well,
If it don't,
yeah, I
I'm
mean, I hope it doesn't, Dad. You're right. You're big time affected by this. You don't have a backup quarterback, right?
not yet.
Yeah, and you're 2-1, so you're going to be pretty low on the waiver wire.
And,
No, I'm
and
not.
let's not forget
Okay.
he's all. Sorry, go ahead, Dad.
No, you're right. I'm way down on the. I'm 16th out of. Well, no, not 16th.
You're not 16th. You're not going to be 16th.
13th out of 16.
What were you going to say, Jeff?
I was just going to mention. Let's not forget he also doesn't have a kicker if this game gets postponed.
Oh, God. I didn't even see that, too.
Yeah, I won't have a kicker. I won't have a wide receiver.
You won't have a flex.
Won't have a quarterback. You know, I mean, I'm dead. If that game gets postponed, this week is dead for me.
So you're still going to pick yourself, is what we're hearing.
I said if that game gets postponed, I lose. If it doesn't, I'm taking me in an upset. That's my call.
Fair enough.
You know,
Gumby,
I can't make that call if I don't even know the game's going to get played. If the game's not getting played, I'm losing.
True.
that makes sense. Gumby, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, so if you look at this prediction here, you see that Dan's got one check mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
On George Kittle. However, Dallas Goedert got injured and is out for Philadelphia.
Okay.
So Zach Ertz's numbers are going to go up from what they typically would be.
Yeah.
He had a really good game, especially after Goddard went out. He had a really good game this past week. So I don't even think Dan has that check mark in reality.
Yeah.
So I think that this game goes to whip, and I hate saying that.
I'm with you. I'd go whip here too. His team is that good, Dad.
Oh yeah, I know, but I can't. You know, I can't say, yeah, your team's better than mine. I'm going to lose. No,
It worked for me.
always gonna
You
say-
could do the same
I
thing,
never
Dad.
say never. Never say never.
If you were wagering in real life, like putting money to your team in this pick, would you do it
No,
with odds involved?
I would not put any money on my team.
Let's do a 10-1 odds.
Not a red cent.
$10 to me if Whip wins, 100 to you if you win. You want to take that?
If the Steelers play, if that game goes off, let me look at it here. I don't care about Drake. Taylor's good, could go off. Hill could go off. Scanlon ain't shit. Ertz probably will go off because he's the only tight end. But, you know, if Kittle plays, that's a wash.
I'm trying to find out how deep this conviction is. Are you willing to do that? 10 to 1.
I'll go $5 and you give me 50 if I win.
Deal.
Is that 10 to 1? Yeah.
That would be 10 to 1. Yeah. Deal.
Okay. All right.
That 5 should go toward my buyback, and it would go big time toward your dues next year. So.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right. We'll
I'll do
remember this.
I'll
all
do
right.
it.
So I picked Whip. Gumby picked Whip. Jeff, did you?
I've not picked. Just to go back to the check mark thing for a second here, Gumby, just a side note here. The quarterback separation between these two is only 0.2 points. Okay? The separation between the running backs, at least the RB1, is only 1.3.
How is it that Kenyon Drake? I'm sorry. How is it that Kenyon Drake gets a check mark over Nick Chubb?
It's only a 1.3 point difference. It's not
Right.
that much. The big difference is
I can answer
Tyreek
that
Hill-
question for you, Dan. I can answer that question.
Oh, they're playing Dallas?
Because
Dallas
nobody
is 2.5.
runs the ball against Dallas. They just throw for 500 yards.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I think the big gap is Jonathan Taylor and Tyreek Hill, and across the board, the rest of the matchups are fairly close. So, I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility that you win this game, Dad. If you were going to give me the odds, but also give me the points, like I don't know whether or not Whip will cover, but I think they will win. But I would not be shocked at all if you pulled out the upset here, because the difference is so negligible. It comes down to 2 players if everybody else hits their projections. Yeah, I'm gonna take Whip, but I think it's gonna be fairly close. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout or anything.
Well, I have a question for you on that, Jeff Rowe.
Mhm.
Belichick is really good at taking away whatever you do really well, right? Unfortunately for the Chiefs, they do everything well.
Yeah.
So on offense, anyway. and they're not bad on defense. So who does Belichick take away? Does he take away Kelsey? Does he take away Hill? What's his?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah.
Yeah. What's he do? I mean, he's good at taking away one thing, and he will do that. But the Chiefs still have a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I had to bank on it, I'd say he probably tries to take away Hill. Or I'm not Hill. I'm sorry. I think he tries to take away Kelsey because I think that helps them also take away the running game if they've got an extra body up close to the line to take care of Kelsey. But
you guys just assume
right.
they can take care of Kelsey, though. Kelsey
What's
is
that?
the number one tight end in the league right now. He is number one for a reason.
But to Gumby's point, he's going to try to take something away. And they got a lot of really good players. I just think that they could kill two birds with one stone if they focus on taking away Kelsey, because then they'll also have the extra run support close to the line. That'd be my guess. I think that'd be easier to do than just take away Tyreek Hill with two guys, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna take Whip, but I'm gonna take him in a close one, within 15 points.
Yeah, I can't believe we're talking that much about a matchup. According to this ESPN thing, has him getting every check mark except for Kittle, who's questionable. But I think you're right. I think the differences aren't that big between these players, really. And for me, it really is going to matter whether that Tennessee-Pittsburgh game gets postponed.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get postponed, I think, I'll put up 130. It says 117. I'm averaging 130 something. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dad, I'll throw this to you real quick. So if that game gets canceled, Tennessee-Pittsburgh, actually, if just any game gets canceled, I'll cancel that bet we made because it's just not fair then.
Yeah, that's a good idea because then I wouldn't be taking the Guzzlers, remember?
No, I know. So, all right, 3-1 for Whip to take this one. All right, next up is the 0-3 Puppies of Purgatory. Didn't expect to hear that 3 weeks in, huh, Jeff?
Not really.
And the 1-2 Scabs, who, they're hanging in there, I guess. It says fourth in the Rice division, but I said this earlier. I think it's a weak division. Jeff, go ahead. It's your team. What are your thoughts looking at this right now?
I think the Pups are pissed off, and I think they're going to show up this weekend ready to crush an up-and-coming team from last year that punched way over its weight class. So 2 reasons why I think we're going to win before going into the details. Number 1, we're pissed. Number 2, I don't know if you can read that. It's James Ian McCaffreyson. It's my boy. He's going to come out there and roll again because, yeah.
They're playing Cincinnati.
Playing Cincinnati, that's right. So, okay, all right, so back to it, though. Tom Brady, like I said last week, I don't even think he's rosterable in like a 12-team league. He had a really good game. I don't know if I can count on him to have another good game. It's going to be tough for me to say that that's going to be like the trend going forward. I really don't like how he threw the ball to Mike Evans twice on the goal line, like second and goal with 1 to go. He throws it to Mike Evans both times. And aside from that, Mike Evans got squadoosh the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on there. Like week 2, he had a really good game. Week 1, he sucked. Last week, it was like if it wasn't for those 2 passes, Mike Evans is throwing like a goose egg up there. So I don't know what's going on between the 2 of them. If Godwin is out, well, I think of course that will help. That'll help Mike Evans' chances. But I don't know. That's pretty scary. Miles Sanders is looking like every bit of what I expected. Allen Robinson, I think this is when he starts to just like his curve is going straight up with Nick Foles in there because dude, man, Mitch Trubisky sucks so bad, and he may give Allen Robinson a dozen targets in a game, but realistically, only 3 of them are catchable. I mean, the rest are like skied over his head or way outside of his wingspan, and Allen Robinson's not a little dude. All right, so I think in the second half of that game, Foles was looking to Robinson. So you give him a full game of that, and I'm looking at 25 points out of him, no joke. Because he's throwing the ball to him a ton.
he had a touchdown that they ruled an interception for.
Yeah, I
which
saw
didn't
that
make
too.
it-
I was like, dude, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win this week. And then
That,
they took it
that
away
didn't make
from
any
me.
sense because
I-
it was a tie ball, which goes to the offense.
Yeah, I know. It was. But you know what? My team's got to play better. No excuses. Can't let the refs decide the game. They need to play better, right? Allen Robinson, you got to come around with that ball. Otherwise, good game. Noah Fant, really good. I'm glad I traded for him. I was a little shaky on him after I made the trade, but Driscoll likes to throw to his tight end. And I look back and saw when he was in Cincinnati, he was throwing to the tight end a lot too. So it's like, all right, cool. I can handle this because as long as Driscoll will hit him, that's fine. We already know that old Drew Lock will throw to his tight end too. He had a good game the first week of season 2. So I'm okay with him. I think he'll be fine. At the very least, it's a neutral trade because I'm not sure Jared Cook is doing squat these days. I really botched the Jaguars pickup, and that sucked. I hope to make up for that this week. That was an awful move, but I thought I was trying to play the match. I thought it was going to get bad Ryan Fitzpatrick this week, and the Jaguars would take advantage, but no, they just suck. So that didn't work out too well. Overall, I feel really good about this week. I really do. I think I'm going to just absolutely destroy Scavs Bolt. I can't lose to JR. Okay, if I lose to JR, I lose so much street cred, it's ridiculous. There's no shame in losing to Gumby or Mike or Sholey. They've all won championships except for Mike, but he's come close. Losing to JR, man, that's an embarrassment.
Yeah, that's almost like fire your coach and GM offense right there.
Yeah, no disrespect, JR.
Except for all that disrespect.
Except for
Yeah,
that.
you just laid down
Exactly.
Well, I said it before. I think I wouldn't be surprised if you go undefeated from here on out. That's my opinion of the Pups.
I'd be surprised.
I wouldn't take that bet, but I think I can win. I think I can go on a streak. All right, I'm out of the division play. We've already said that our division might be the toughest division in the league. All right, I came out of it 0-3. That's not what I wanted, but I think that the worst team in our division should be able to beat most of the teams in the other divisions. And I'm coming into a really soft part of my schedule. I can put 5 or 6 in a row together and then go to the last week of the divisional games at 5-4, 6-3, and let the chips fall where they may. But I got to start this week, and I got to start by absolutely expressing my dominance with JR.
You better fucking win.
No shit. I have no margin for error at this point, but I feel pretty all right about it.
Jeff, I thought going into this week against JR, it might be a breeze. You'd be a higher projected. And again, I know ESPN projections, whatever, but his team is, I mean, who he has in right now, he has Preston Williams. I'm guessing that was because of last week, and Austin Hooper because of last week. But Hayden Hurst maybe filling in for Hooper, or either one. To me, it's a coin flip. Not bad. Preston Williams, he can upgrade to Keenan Allen there, or even Devontae Parker if he's healthy. I think that's okay. And then Adam Humphries, who I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Tennessee game, but okay, let's assume that is gone. Then he'll fill in with the Parker or Allen pick there. And I don't know, like this game is a lot closer now than I thought it would be.
His bench is pretty strong.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you
surprised.
notice, and Gus, you make a good point there. Keenan Allen on the bench, projected for 15 points, and he's got who up there in wide receivers? Amari Cooper.
Humphries, Preston Williams, and Amari Cooper. He'll keep Cooper in.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe he
Adam
takes out
Humphries.
Williams for Keenan Allen, but then he has Devontae Parker sitting out there too. He's got these extra points that it looks like would probably bring this a little bit closer than you'd think. So
If he makes the change.
he made the change in week 3, taking out Marlon Mack.
that's-
He'll make the change again this week.
We'll see.
I don't know, Gumby, you got any thoughts?
I think that Jeff probably wins this. The Pups had too many picks and high picks just because McCaffrey and Thomas are out. Doesn't make that a weak team. He's played some strong teams in the first 3 weeks. And like he was saying, our division is stacked. Even fourth place Pups and third place Ramones are not bad teams.
Yeah.
So I think that this is where he finally gets his shit together.
Thanks, Gumby.
Yeah. All right. So Pups for Ballzilla for the
Yep.
pick. Dad, what do you think?
I think the Pups.
And Jeff?
Pups. Come on, Michael Thomas. Come back this week, buddy. Bolster my roster a little bit here.
Jeff, I'm going Scabs here. Only so I can be the contrarian, get that pick against going against the grain. I didn't realize Scabs looks like he might be that close. But okay, part of that is kind of contingent on the Minnesota-Houston game and Tennessee-Pittsburgh. That could obviously change some things. He's more affected by it than you would be. So yeah.
How was he affected by it?
Well, Deshaun Watson, Houston, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah,
Who knows
okay,
what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
And then he has Humphreys, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. I think there might have been a couple others.
Yeah, but Humphrey's got. He can't. You can't sit Keenan Allen and keep Humphreys in there, can you? Can't do that.
No, but I'm just saying he threw him in. He had some 10, 15-point games here. Looks like he's a volume guy, That's all. And PPR, that's good to have. All right, so 3 on Pups, 1 on Scabs. All right, we're at your team, Gumby. Touch me down.
I haven't really looked at what Touch Me Down was rolling out there yet.
Yeah.
I like Rodgers. He's been better than Breeze. I drafted those guys back to back. Rodgers has been a little bit better than Breeze, to be honest. So I'll probably keep him around for that.
Definitely.
I'm a little nervous about the Dalvin Cook thing since they just played Tennessee. If he's out, I'm pretty well screwed.
You don't have a backup?
Not any good. I guess Michelle's okay because they're probably going to be run heavy against KC. I'd be run heavy against KC because I want to keep the ball out of the hands of Mahomes as much as possible. Patrick, not Pat, in case you were confused about his name. That was the funniest thing that happened.
Yeah, I saw that out there too.
I'd probably plug Michelle in. Yeah, he had a really good game last week, so I'd probably plug him in if Cook was unable to go for whatever reason. I feel like I need more running back power. I feel pretty good about my receivers. My running backs are a problem, I think, for the most part. I had to pick up Gronk because Goddard went out, but Gronk was sitting there on the waiver wire, so I grabbed Gronk. I think that's okay.
See what he did last week? He had a pretty good game.
Yeah, so maybe he's getting back into football shape. I mean, football shape and wrestling shape are not the same thing. So maybe that's helpful. And I think that the Ravens defense just destroys the Washington offense. The Ravens are probably pretty unhappy about the way that game went last night and are looking for some payback. So I feel pretty good about this one.
Yeah.
I'll pick me. And he's not a bad team over there. I mean, he's okay over there. He's got, Cam Newton. That's pretty decent. Cam Newton's been a lot better than I thought he would be this year, especially taking those goal line runs, which I didn't expect Belichick to just let him do that for the whole season, but we'll see. And, he's got the same problem I've got with the Tennessee stuff. So that may be a wash too.
Probably affecting him a little bit more, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. So that may be a wash also. So I guess we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
He's got some good receivers. I like his wideouts. He's got good wideouts. I just think mine are a smidge better.
You do have the advantage there, but his aren't that far behind, like you said.
Wideouts are kind of funny, Sometimes it's all wideouts. I don't care who they are, feast or famine. There's no true consistent wideout.
This is so weird to me. Marquise Brown gets the advantage at flex over AJ Green.
Green's been horrible. Look at Green's numbers.
Okay, but last night, 2 catches, 13 yards for Marquise Brown, and 97 total yards for Lamar Jackson. And AJ Green doesn't still get targets.
He gets a lot of targets to just short range. He's catching a lot of short passes.
Isn't he hurt though?
He's coming off of an injury.
I thought they said he got bumped up again.
I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah, I don't see anything there.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of starting to get it together with what's his name, Mixon.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to take him out though, because I sure as heck if the week I take him out, that'll be when he gets his stuff together and has a 40-point game or some nonsense.
Dude, that's the worst.
So he's still sitting in there, even though I should probably replace him with Fitzy or something.
Yeah. Touch Me Down has a pretty decent bench. He's got some fill-in just in case certain people are out. I just don't think he has enough. Obviously, 2 running backs here. It looks like he could fill in Darrington, Evans for Tennessee. Okay, so that's not going to count for anything.
That's just a handcuff. I guess that's just a handcuff for Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Because Henry's the cowbell there.
Oh, yeah.
Or the bell cow.
Bell cow. Yeah.
They're different.
Or the cow.
Jeff hits a cowbell. Bell cows or what everybody follows around.
Yep.
More cowbell.
Yeah.
I'll take Ballzilla in this one, and I think that may be mainly because of Aaron Rodgers.
He's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go Ballzilla.
And if he gets his wideout back, that'll even be better.
Yeah,
No.
Devontae Adams this week.
Yeah.
No.
He scored 47 points without Adams this last week. He scored 47 points.
Yeah,
we
Lazard looked really good in that game.
Did you hear me? We don't need Adams in the game.
Oh, you might not. I do.
Yeah, Rodgers will take all the weapons he can get. I'm picking you too, Gumby. Ballzilla.
Thanks.
4-0. It's gonna be good start.
I'm taking Ballzilla. In addition, I guess this is a clean sweep here. I don't, Gus, you bring up a good point. 97 passing yards out of Lamar Jackson. That's terrible. I don't know how to describe it.
He just looked bad. If you saw the way he was throwing the ball, it looked bad. He was making bad
Hill
decisions.
can get 97 yards passing in a game.
Yes.
And he just plays every night. So Marquise Brown rating him for 13 points.
Yeah.
I just don't see where that's coming from. Washington's defense isn't that terrible either. They're not, they're not going to win the league for anybody or even real football, but they're not that bad. I don't know. I think that's pretty flaky.
Yeah, I mean, at least Joe Burrow throws 50 times a game. Like AJ Green's gonna get 10 targets, I would think at least. So yeah, I don't see how you lose this Ballzilla or Gumby.
Yeah, give me Ballzilla. I like Touch Me Down too, but again, I think our division is going to start to basically roll over the rest of the league here these next several weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how all four of you just have really strong teams. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. All right, next game is Napalm Jockstrap versus Shook. My condolences to Rick. Your regular season winning streak ended last week or against Ross, but what do you make? 14 games in a row?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
So that'll stand the test of time, I bet, for this league. Yeah, so good job there, Rick. And unfortunately, I think you're going up against the buzzsaw in I guess it's the Alamo Conference. I think we're the Alamo Conference.
How did they give Lamar Jackson the check over Dak Prescott?
That's a good question.
Dak Prescott, I didn't think it was a very good choice in the first round. I still don't think it was a good choice in the first round, but holy crap, he's been putting up numbers.
Average is 53.4 points per game.
Look at the average between him and Jackson.
Yeah.
And tell me how they gave that the check mark.
It's the defensive matchup, I guess, but to me it doesn't really. To me, it's a wash. Cleveland or Washington. I'm sure
Dallas
one defense is better than the other, but
Dallas has got
quarterbacks
Cleveland
get
at
volume.
home, and at home the Cowboys play on turf, and turf makes faster teams better.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they gave that projection to Jackson. That makes no sense.
The problem with ESPN projections, right?
Yeah, that don't make any sense. I think Shook just destroys him in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said last week that Jockstraps had that great streak going, but they really haven't been putting up many points this year. And as soon as they run into a team that puts up points, they're in trouble. That happened last week, and it's damn sure going to happen this week. So I'm taking Shook.
Same
Yeah.
here. I think Shook is the best team in our league, I think. I think, and, I honestly, to that same point from last week, would not shock me if, Napalm Jockstrap starts to snowball a little bit here and is just trying to get another win.
Yeah, having Prescott and Kamara, that's beefy.
Mm-hmm.
And Metcalf's no slouch either in the wide receiving. If he just hold on to the ball, he'd.
Yeah, I don't know where he would rank. Like position rank, he's 6th overall. That touchdown might have bumped him up to 5. I don't know.
I laughed a lot when that happened. That was funny because the guy that punched it out was our rookie. We picked him in the 2nd round, I think, and the rookie just took him. That was funny.
So I heard
Nice.
about this. Was he showboating?
No, he
going
just slowed down. He just kind of slowed down and just kind of started holding the ball a little loose. And the cornerback, our rookie corner, just came up and boop, popped it out at about the 3-yard line.
Oh my God. Wow.
And it just dribbled out the back of the end zone for Cowboys a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, Rick, you never know with Lamar Jackson. He could have his 50, 60-point games like he had last year, or I think he had in week 1 this year. Yeah, he had a 50-point game. I don't know. Maybe he's also coming down to earth. Julio Jones is on his bench. I don't know if there's a real big injury there anymore. If he comes back in and kind of at least replace, I would think, Cole Beasley, make it a little bit closer. It's that Matt Breida pick right here. A 4.1 projection, averaging 2.5 a game. God, Jalen Richard, I would think you could go with either one of those maybe instead of him. But it's not going to help that much. So
Won't be enough. He doesn't have the firepower.
yeah, I think it's another clean sweep. I'd pick Shook 2 here. All right, so 2 games left. Savages 2-1 versus Smuffs 0-3. I feel bad for Jason. He was close this past week. I thought I might lose. Kelsey might get injured or something yesterday, but yeah, having to go up against Savages, who might be one of the hottest teams in the league in our AGFFA right now. Josh Allen, man, I was looking. I don't know if you guys can still see the screen, but our draft board. And I was like, man, I was thinking I could get Josh Allen in the 6th round, but there's no way. Yeah, this is another one of those games. I think it's going to be hard to go up against somebody like the Savages.
Yeah, I just don't think the Smurfs have the oomph.
He's outgunned.
Yeah, Mixon ended up being kind of a disappointing 1st-round pick. So that hurts him. Tyler Lockett's good, though. That's pretty solid.
Lockett's really good, but that's like about it.
Uh-huh.
Everything else is average or below average, really.
Mm-hmm.
T.Y. Hilton looks like he needs a walker out there. Get that guy
2 with the Colts because, I mean, they're not a bad offense, right?
They got a really good offensive line, but that's like it. And, having a good offensive line helps everything. It literally helps everything in your team, defense and everything. But you got to be able to score some points at some point.
Does Deebo Samuel come back this week?
I don't know.
He expected to return to practice Wednesday, so yeah, I guess so. He might be back this week. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, San Francisco will likely wait until week 5, so one more
Probably
week.
not.
Okay.
I don't think he needs it, though.
No, he doesn't. I mean, if he goes in, that's just – well, he's got good wide receivers anyway.
Yeah, Kenny Golladay came back, had a good game, 6 for
Yeah.
57 and 1 touchdown. So he has Golladay. Savages has Golladay, Adam Thielen, Terry McLaurin. That's a good, solid wide receiver.
He's got Zeke, too. And Zeke had a bad game this last week, but Zeke doesn't very regularly have 2 bad games in a row.
17.8, man. I'd love that for a bad game.
That's a bad game for Zeke.
That's a bad game for Zeke, man. That is not a good game for him. And he didn't look good out there either. And that's pretty rare for him to have 2 of those in a row. He probably get a lot more than that this week.
I do a lot of FanDuel and DraftKings, and I always see Zeke. I'm like, yeah, this is the week. He's going to have that 3-touchdown game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Savages here.
Yeah, I think that's probably a clean sweep.
It's going to be all 4 of us, Savages.
Yeah, I'm taking Savages. Real quick, if we can circle back to Josh Allen real quick. Like, I think, every year I try to learn something that I did wrong the previous year. And when you look at Josh Allen, when this season's over with, we're going to look back and go, of course he was a top 5 quarterback. And how could we have thought he wasn't going to be? He played really well last year. He made it to the playoffs, had a good season. And then he got, a bona fide number 1 receiver in the offseason. And we're going to look back and go, yeah, of course he was supposed to blow up. But we didn't notice it for whatever reason. We just thought it's Buffalo. They suck. We're not going to pull it.
He's
I
got a really, really probably top 10 number one wide receiver. He's got one of the best slot receivers ever playing with him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so he's got the weapons and he can run too. He's not just a sit and duck out there. So even if the line breaks down, he's making points. He's really good.
Yeah, I think we have these like little blind spots or whatever, and it's hard. Like, so going into the draft for 2021, we're going to look back and there's probably going to be another quarterback that blows up. And at the end of 2021, we're going to do the same thing. Go, well, of course he blew up because look at all these things that happened in the offseason. So yeah, it's a funny little takeaway to think back and wonder, why would we pass on the guy? Because everything was pointing to him being better, not worse, and he was pretty good last year. So why didn't we draft him appropriately?
I think that long term though, when the weather starts getting bad up there, his numbers might come back down to normal because you can't throw the ball 300 yards in the snow at Buffalo.
It's the wind too that'll probably be a big deal as well.
You just can't do that. So I think at the end of the season, you might see something a little more average from him, but he's still going to be probably a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, our season ends in like November, late November timeframe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's probably around the time when the weather is starting to turn really bad up there. But we'll see, because to your point, yeah, I mean, it's going to be different towards the end of the year. But fortunately, we only play like 14 weeks, so it's okay.
True.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to bring up with future games with someone like Josh Allen, or I would say anyone that has outdoor games in the future that could be affected.
Hey, it's already snowed here. We've already had 5 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, and didn't y'all have like sunny 70 degrees not that long after?
Dude, I'm not kidding. We had a day where it was 102 degrees, and the next day it snowed 5 inches.
Global warming.
So, who knows?
All right, last game for week 4, 3-0 Hook'em versus 0-3 M Team, Monty. We said this last week, Monty might be one of the best 0-2 teams we've seen. I still kind of feel that way. He's got a good team. I think his points for, he's just unfortunately on the points allowed. He's just, I think he played Shook and then Texas Savages. They just rolled up on him. So I don't know, maybe he'll break out from this. And it looks like a close matchup against Hook'em. Jeff, what do you think? Your thoughts so far?
I think Monty's going to win. It has very little to do with this game here, but last week in our Dynasty League, I started CeeDee Lamb, and I was playing Monty. I did screw with him, and he ended up winning the game. It was a close game, but, I mean, my defense was awesome, but he just had a little bit more oomph there. So because he beat CeeDee Lamb once in another league, I think he's going to win in this league. So that's my analysis. So Monty wins this one.
Brilliant.
Thank you. It's hard hitting.
I don't got to go with that. I'm going to go with Monty because I think he puts Matthew Stafford in, who has a big day against New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stafford going up against that New Orleans defense is pretty good money, I would think.
Yeah. When you got Kenny Golladay back, that Detroit Lions team just changed again. So.
Yeah, I think that's where Monty makes his points and makes up the difference here and wins this thing.
Yeah. I still got to give Ross a lot of credit. Joe Burrow, picking him where he did. I think we all kind of thought, oh, man, you're going to take the chance this early on Burrow. I think there were still some quarterbacks available that maybe you would have picked over him, but it's panned out. 10th ranked overall. So, yeah, that's good. And I guess against Gardner Minshew or Stafford, to me it's a coin flip.
Can you go up a little bit? I can't tell which team is okay. Money.
Yeah. I saw Gallup had a good week 3. He finally kind of came through. So that's good for Monty as well.
I think Dallas receivers are like New England running backs.
Oh,
because
don't tell me that.
We had like a 4th string guy. I don't even know this dude's name. Have 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards.
Cedric Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? I don't know.
He
First time I heard the name.
Steelers. He won a Super Bowl with the Steelers back in the day.
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson, 2005.
That's a different dude, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe he's back from the dead.
He's back from the dead. There you go. Yeah, I just think that they're kind of like New England running backs, and that one of them's going to get a
Hey, I got a question for you, Gumby, about the Cowboys too. CeeDee Lamb wearing number 88. Doesn't that look weird on him? Like his body is not the right shape to have an 88 on it. He should be like a 17 or a
So
15 or something.
got to go back. You got to go back, right? The original 88 was Drew Pearson, right?
Yeah.
And he's not a big dude. So I think he looks more like Drew Pearson than Dez.
It's probably like recency bias. I'm used to looking at Dez or Michael Irvin, right?
Because Michael Irvin and Dez, those were big receivers, right? Those are big physical kinds of receivers. And CD, he's big, but he's not huge for a receiver, and he does play pretty physical for a guy his size. I think he plays really physical. I think he's going to be a really, really excellent receiver, and I guess he'll probably be a keeper next year for those guys. I'd keep him.
I just thought the 88 looked a little scrunched, but okay, cool.
It kind of looks like Pearson, I think.
All right, fair enough.
Dan probably remembers that better than I do.
Which one? I was reading shit.
Oh, CeeDee Lamb. Does he look like Drew Pearson with an 88 on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was a little bit before my time. I only get to watch that stuff in reruns.
Yeah, Pearson was not a very big guy.
Well, I'm taking the M team.
Yep, same. I think this is their week.
Yeah, this is tough. I think Hookham's got the potential. He's got the lineup there to beat him, no matter what. But I think he has to be right on with this one. I have a bad feeling he might take out CD and put in Curtis Samuel because of projections, and I don't know. It could not work in his favor. So, fuck it, I'll go Hookham. It'll probably be 4-0. What do you think, Dad?
I think this is going to be a really close game. This is going to be a close game. I think I'm going to go with Hookham. I think Burrow may outplay Minshew.
Yeah.
They're playing against each other in that game. I could be wrong. Minshew could go out and get 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, between these two teams, that'd be a fun game to watch. Minshew versus Burrow, every time. It'll be fun.
I'm gonna go with Hookham.
Yeah, me too. All right, 2-2 split there. Yeah. So there's your. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, go please.
Oh, I was just going to say that's the week 4 preview. Obviously, a quick preview. Still a couple days left in the week, and with the uncertainty of Tennessee and Minnesota and those games, this could obviously change. But yeah.
And the lineup,
do we know when they're supposed to announce all that? How long does the NFL have to figure that out before they do stuff?
Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of weird this year.
Tennessee and Minnesota, Tennessee said that they were not going to have any live together practices through Saturday. I don't know. It's going to be hard to if they cancel that game or postpone that game. Obviously, my lineup completely changes and my pick completely changes. Anybody that's got Minnesota players, there probably aren't that many, but that's going to affect that game too. So. Well, you got Dalvin Cook, right?
I saw that news on Goddard. That sucks.
Yeah.
He'll probably be available on the waivers for you guys soon then.
Is a small ankle fracture bad?
Seems bad to me.
Can you run on an ankle fracture?
Those things take a while to heal.
Just tape it up, get some aspirin. Jack Youngblood played on a broken leg. These players are soft. Suck it up.
Just cut it off, run on your stub.
Yeah, there you go. Just hop yourself down the field. Hey,
Wait,
how did you do last week in our picks?
I haven't even had a chance to review.
I did terrible.
So did you get all of us or just yourself, Dad?
I think I went 3 and 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's really bad.
How'd Jeff do?
But there's reasons for that. Number one, Mahomes went off for just to win that game. Jeff got killed by Rex Burkhead to kill that game.
Fucking Rex Burkhead.
I can't remember what the other one was, but
So
they
how
were-
did we do, Dad? Did you look
they
into
were
ours?
upset. You mean two that were upsets, right?
Dad, how
Sorry,
did we do?
I got to look at my lineup. I got to start finding players.
Yeah, I don't know how we did, Jeff. We must have done better than him.
Do you have the picks written down somewhere?
Who,
We have
me?
to go back through. Yeah, I'm just wondering, did anybody write down the picks? Because next time, like, I can rewrite them down. If somebody will, well, I don't know if anybody's going to go through this again, but let me know what the picks are, and I'll keep track of them.
Yeah, I might need your help doing that then.
Yeah. Next week, I'll be prepared for that. Not a problem.
We'll be up to speed then. So yeah, I guess if there's nothing else, Gumby or y'all got anything?
Gummy, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man, that's cool. You guys usually do this on a Wednesday, which kind of conflicts with the work thing I got to do every Wednesday. Stupid work. Freaking earning money, saving the free world and shit. Jeez, who wants to do that crap? There's football to be had.
I know, right? I know.
But anytime it's not on a Wednesday, I could probably join in.
Well, Dad, you said you're going to be in Tulsa, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm working for the census, Gumby, and they had extended the deadline to the end of October. But this morning I saw a news where a judge put an injunction on that, telling them that they have to end it by October 5th. And I was going to be in Tulsa from, well, tomorrow through next Wednesday, I guess. But that may change because of this judge's injunction. So I'm not even sure if I'm going now. I'm trying to get some information from the supervisor, but he doesn't know shit.
Yeah, it's a mess everywhere. COVID has really made everything a little nuts. Oh, and I won't be able to join next week anyway, even if y'all do it on Wednesday. I forgot I got some training or something I got to do.
Yeah.
Mandatory training.
And you guys watching the debate tonight?
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, we may. It depends on whether either Love Island or Big Brother is on tonight. I don't know if either one of those are playing, but I'm a Love Island P1. I'm a Bachelorette P1. I'm a Big Brother P1. So
Jess and I watched
Nice.
a lot of Love
Watching
Island
that.
back in the day. What's
what's
year.
that?
Jess and I watched a lot of Love Island last year.
Oh, it's a train wreck. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
awesome.
That's what the debate's going to be tonight.
I know, but those guys just make me sad.
They do. That's why I don't think I can watch it. They both infuriate me.
You can gamble on it. You can gamble on if Trump is going to say China or Sleepy Joe and stuff like
He
that.
doesn't.
So.
He never says China. He says China.
Yeah,
China.
Is that the same place? Is that the same place? I don't know.
China.
China.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think there's
said,
anything substantive going to come out of that debate, but
It makes
I don't
me
know.
sad.
For the train wrecks, right? What you look for.
Yeah.
The gaffes. All right. Well, in that case, yeah, I guess hope you guys have a good week and good luck for your teams. Yeah, we'll pick this up next week.
Are you going to I didn't record the picks. Are you going to put something out on that? I usually have it written down. Well, for my picks anyway, but
Well, if
right
you're
now I
writing
don't.
them down, Dad, I was going to volunteer to do it, but if you're going to write them down, why don't we just send them all to you and you keep track of them and let us know how we do every week?
Okay. I have been keeping track of y'all's picks before. I was
We'll
just
do it
tracking-
now.
No. Send me the picks and I'll put something together.
I'll
Then
see
we'll
if
try-
I can look them up for you.
They're
I'll
on.
see what I'm
If you have our picks for all, hey Gus,
Yeah.
if you have the picks for every week, send all those and I'll put something together and put it in a spreadsheet or something like that.
Man, I don't have time. I always make my picks during this podcast. I don't
That's what
write them
No,
out.
I
So,
do it before this, but you know,
yeah.
you send me the information and I'll put something together and track it.
All right. Sounds good.
And
y'all.
for my homework, I'll keep writing that rock opera about James and McCaffrey. So
Okay.
You should really change that to more of just a ballad for him.
well, it's going to be like a 60-minute long ode to his week 3 performance.
That's good stuff. All right, guys. Appreciate the time. Hey, it's really cool y'all doing this podcast thing. I like it. I don't ever miss it, even if I don't join. I make sure and watch it because it's cool stuff.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, we appreciate it.
All right, later, guys.
All right, take care, y'all. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, boys.